Hey guys, so I wanted to put something I've been ruminating on for a while, just sort of out there into the ether. I was listening to the new Mark Maron What the Fuck podcast where he interviews Quentin Tarantino, and he's interviewing Tarantino for his new book, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a novel, but which I'm very excited to read. I have it coming in on pre-order today, should arrive today. But anyways, he's talking about the book, but eventually towards the end of the conversation, they started talking about, because Marin was asking about if he was really serious about retiring and whatnot, and if Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was kind of a farewell, which I always have thought it was. But Tarantino was he didn't give a full answer, but he said something that I've been thinking for a long time, and he said that 2019 was kind of the last year for cinema as we knew it. And I totally agree, and I've been ruminating on this idea for about a year, at least. So it was kind of crazy to hear Tarantino say it himself. So he agrees. But I've been wanting to make a video essay about this topic, and I just haven't really been able to because I don't really have the means. I don't have a laptop of my own. I wanted to do it in the way where I'd actually have clips and music, and it'd be very nice. But I just don't really have the means to edit it that way. But basically, what it would be is I had three main movies that were my main points. It was Avengers Endgame, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and The Irishman. And the ones he mentioned were 1917, Joker, and what was the other one? I think those were the only ones he said. But I can see Joker a little bit, but 1917 not so much. I wasn't a fan of that movie. But I guess his point was that those were some of the last movies. That was the last year where, they were able to just get, people in theaters in mass numbers on their own. And without, doing day and date streaming and such stuff like that. Obviously, coronavirus is what has kind of forced us into this situation. But, it's sad to see theaters dwindling, and they are reopening. And I hope things go well, but it's still not, the way it was. And, but the reason that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Irishman, and Avengers Endgame were my main points is that there was a sense of finality in all those movies, whether intentional or unintentional. I think with Tarantino, it was at least somewhat intentional. I see it as him saying, this is a Hollywood today that I don't really recognize, and that's reflected in Rick Dalton's character in 1969, 50 years ago, exactly at that point, looking around and not recognizing what he sees around him. And it's kind of an exploration of that. But also with Avengers Endgame, there was just a weird sense of finality with that movie. It was wrapping up a whole Infinity Saga. I know that's more of a blockbuster, just very mainstream movie, but there was this weird sense of finality there, which I think fits in very well with that year being the last year of major cinema as we knew it. And there was even, when the blip happened, as they call it in that movie, everybody's in this kind of post-apocalyptic wasteland where everything is just very desolate. People are still talking about what happened, and but it seems looking back on it today very much like, the COVID world we kind of live in. For a long time, streets were desolate. People can't interact in the same way they did. And there's just a weird kind of connection there. And, and also The Irishman. It seems like Martin Scorsese, looking back on his career and, accepting growing old and, being at the end of one's life and the end of one's career. Both Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and The Irishman, I think, would make fantastic final films. I don't know if either of those... Well, I know for sure The Irishman won't be Scorsese's final because he's making a new one right now. Killers of the Flower Moon, I believe it's called. But, yeah, I really, there was a weird sense of finality in all those movies. And that was, I feel, the last year of true cinema. And, at least, not true cinema, but just cinema as we knew it. Cinema in a theater for everyone, for all these people. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood made $300 million, worldwide, which is kind of crazy for the kind of movie it is. I think I remember Leonardo DiCaprio saying in a press conference, it's a big budget art movie. It really is an art movie. And, Like, I don't know if we'll really see any of those anymore. We may, but it just seems doubtful. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of throw those thoughts around. Like, they've been jumbling around in my head for a while now, and I just wanted to say that I had been thinking about that for a year at least, because Tarantino just put it out there today, and kind of reaffirmed that maybe I was onto something. But I wish I could have, made the essay in the way I wanted to. Maybe I still can at some point, but I just wanted to put those ideas out there. But anyway, that's about it for today, guys. If you like my channel, as always, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.